Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. This video is about what you need to know about your case. And what you need to know about, if you're representing yourself, when you go to court, you need to know everything. The rules, the law, it's nice to know case law, how the forms work. I get too many people who just hit me up. They might watch a video or get a little quickie pointer like, you think you just need to know one bit of information. If you're going to court and you don't know what the law is that you're relying upon, what the objections are under the evidence rules, what the rules of procedure are, and whether the court can let them slide or waive them or not, depending on what case law says. If you don't know all the rules, local rules on page limits and timing and deadlines, I mean, I could do a 1 hour lesson, probably 2 hour lesson on the rules of evidence. And I got so many people who don't even know what that is. So why do you think like you could go to court after just watching a 10-minute video of mine and think you know everything because you learned one new thing? I mean, if you're learning to drive and you never drove before, do you only learn how to operate the blinkers? Do you only learn the hand signals for turning left? You don't learn how to parallel park? You don't learn how to brake early or the distance you should have? You don't learn about checking your blind spot? I mean, what else? I think this just comes down to a lot of times dads just want to not have to do anything. They're just lazy and shiftless. Or they're scared, or it's better. And I understand you want to escape and want this to go away. I didn't want to go through the hell that I went through for 19, 20 years, but I had to go through it. It was there. It was either stand my ground, stand up for my kid, and then when I was dragged in court, continue to stand up, or just get bullied and continue to get dragged in court way more than I was getting dragged. You know, it's just amazing to me, all the free information that I got. And people might watch a video 2 years ago and then call me after their trial, after they get royally screwed, and they didn't get ready for trial. I mean, you can't watch 2 or 3 videos of mine and not have any sense of urgency that you need to learn all that you need to know. I mean, those of you watching right now, do you know the rules of evidence? The rules of evidence govern what is allowed in court. Why would you not want to know if somebody brings in something that's inadmissible or that you could object or have it thrown out? You know, the other day somebody made a comment and I did a video. It's kind of amazing to me, like I'm averaging 100 to 200 views per video. Which isn't a lot, isn't a big deal. I got a couple thousand followers, but I think that percentage is like average for somebody with a following. But you would assume at least half my followers have something going on or coming up on their case. But this goes to show, like, okay, so I got over 2,000 followers, and a video might average 100 to 200 views. Okay, so, got a crackhead just stopping in the middle of the road, I guess. If I have a video with 100 views, that's 1 out of 20. That's 10%. Yeah. I mean, I literally have like 1 out of 20 guys that I run to actually really want to fight on their case. You know, maybe most guys want to win on their case or want to do something, but the ones who actually want to sit down and go over stuff and deal with and confront it, that's kind of rare. So That kind of, and then I do this video that talks about police reports, and people are always dealing with or talking about police reports or visitation exchanges or having police reports as evidence. And one of those videos has like 25 views. It's like, you know, I don't know how to technically gauge this, but, or maybe my last video before that really pissed everybody off or something. I don't know. It's like only a few people care about that thing that's extremely common. People come to court with, like almost every person I talk to has called the police during a visitation exchange. Almost every person. And I have the least view. I'm not complaining about the views. I'm just saying, where's the urgency or interest to do something about an issue that everybody deals with? It's extremely bizarre. But that just seems like the overall attitude. Oh, let me just get a piece of information, or James inspires me, you know, during one consultation or one video or a couple of videos. I have like all the information anyone could possibly need. And I don't have all the answers in my video, but it helps prompt people as to where to go and search for answers. If you're going to court and you don't know everything about your hearing, ask yourself this. Let's say you're going to court. You have a trial coming up soon. Let's say you have trial coming up in a few months. Do you have your trial exhibit ready? Do you know what you're going to write in your brief? Do you know how to question witnesses? Do you know how to prepare for answers if you get on the stand? Do you know how to make objections? Do you know whether when you ask a witness something and they get to cross-examine, do you get to recross, or how many times do people get to recross? Do you know if you could take witnesses out of turn? I could literally do a seminar off the top of my head, knowing the stuff that I know, for 3 hours on trial. And people will want to talk with me for an hour and be done with me and never talk to me again, or call me up 6 months later or a year later after they get royally screwed and say, I'm totally screwed, come and fix this. I can't help people like that. I can't help you. If you don't want help and you're lazy and you're scared and you want it to go away, or you haven't done anything on your case for a while and you got trial this week, you're probably not going to be ready for trial. Now, I've had people who've done crash courses at the last minute like that. But if you go, do you know everything that you need to know for your trial? If you're going to have a court hearing, do you know the local court rules on motions? Do you know the statewide rules on motions and service? And again, the evidence rules. Do you know all the laws that you're relying upon? Do you know Civil Rule 11? Or anything that they say is frivolous or a lie and untrue, and what you can ask for with that? Do you know case law, or a case in which a dad, or let's say you're a mom, went to court and asked for the exact same thing you're asking for, or something similar, and they asked for something similar and they got a winning result? Like in Washington State, there's a Supreme Court case called Kovacs where a dad got full custody solely for one reason. The mother had an emotional impairment that interfered with her judgment as a parent. That's it. Not drugs, not alcohol, not domestic violence, not molestation, not abuse of a child, not failure to perform parenting functions, not withholding the children without cause. There's like 25 different factors in Washington. They found one factor to give him custody and take custody away from the mom. The mom had custody throughout the entire divorce proceeding. They went to trial, and a psychologist testified that the mother's game plan, well, I'll move the kids to New York. Well, you're not gonna see the kids for a while. And the fact that the dad set up the family to move and the mom filed for divorce while he was out of state. And then when he came back, she served him and was holding the kids and stuff. So she had it up and down, dangling the kids like a carrot in front of him. The psychologist said she had an emotional impairment that interfered with her parenting because of all that stuff she was doing. That happens in almost every case. And a dad won custody in Washington, and it's a Supreme Court case, and anybody can use it in the country. Now, California, Texas, Florida don't have to honor case law in Washington, but a lot of states will look to case law somewhere else if they've never had that issue and say, oh, that a Supreme Court over there acknowledged this. So let's follow that. And yeah, we're going to start using that legal principle. So I give that case to people for free. It would take you forever to find that. I talk to people about that in several videos. Nobody knows about it. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to look up case law themselves or be proactive or whatever. Nobody wants to do any of this stuff. You want to rely on your attorney and get screwed, then get another attorney and get screwed, and get another attorney and get screwed, and then you come to me and complain your attorney's not doing anything. And I've told you over and over and over and over again in videos, your attorney won't fight for you. The only thing an attorney's good for is a deposition. So why do you keep going the losing route and then call me up after you get royally screwed and lose and say, James, fix this? I can't do that. Only you can fix stuff. And you're the only one in your life and in your circle that cares about your kid. Your attorney doesn't care. Baby's mom doesn't care. Baby's mom's attorney doesn't care. The judge doesn't care. The guardian ad litem doesn't care. The psychological evaluator doesn't care. The only one who cares is you. The only one who has a chance to rescue the kid is you. You were stupid enough to have a kid with a crazy woman. Or she seemed sane before and she was postpartum and then went crazy afterward. So now she's crazy and you have to deal with the consequences like the rest of us. You don't get to run away and hide and curl up in a corner and disappear. Your life with your kid is on the line, and making it go away out of your mind doesn't make, like if you're a prisoner in jail, or let's say you got out on bail, and you have trial coming up for murder or something like that, or even if you didn't do it, would you sit around and not work on your case? I'm sure you would if you were facing it, but your child's a little separate. You expect justice. Or guys have this thing in their head. They're like, I'm right, the mother's wrong, so I can just sit back and not do anything and hope it goes away. I can't help you if you're that person. I don't want to help you. I don't want to try and do a testicular procedure and, give you testicle implants and try and give you balls to fight. I can't do that. That's too draining for me to try and explain to you to be a man and fight for your kid. But the point of this is, how dare you go to court? I mean, this is to yourself. You should be asking yourself and talking to yourself, how dare I go to court without knowing everything and not being ready and think I'm going to win? I watched James's video, 1 or 2 or 3 of them, and they really inspired me. I didn't take notes or didn't study any of that stuff, or maybe you did. But why wouldn't you want to get a consultation? Okay, look at this. So let's say somebody has a $60 consultation with me, and they learn details of certain things to do. And the other person, they watch the same videos and they figure out some stuff on their own, but they don't get intricate detail catering their case and learn all the stuff that they're missing. The person who has the consultation is going to do way better. So let's say you don't get the consultation, you go to court, you get royally screwed. Now you have to pay $2,500 worth of attorney fees because you missed something or did something wrong. And now you have supervised visitation or a restraining order against you because you didn't learn everything you need to know, and you could have prevented that and fought the right way. There's a lot of times I can't even help people after the fact, after they do something wrong because they screwed it up so bad. It's hard to do a motion for reconsideration or a motion to vacate. Or they waited too long to call me and say, oh, I'm sick and tired of this horrible ruling I got 3 months ago. And you just missed a 30-day deadline if you're California, 10-day deadline if you're Washington. But you knew about me. Why would you not want to know everything? If you're playing chess and you're enrolling in a chess tournament, why would you only learn how the rook and the pawn move? Wouldn't you learn how all the pieces move? If you're playing football, would you only learn about you can't cross the line of scrimmage when you throw the ball? Is that the only rule you would know? No, you learn about tackling, hitting somebody out of bounds, holding, using your hands, leading with your helmet. How could you go into any endeavor in the world, driving, anything, and only want to learn one little tiny piece of it? We don't do that with anything else in life, but men do it in family court thinking, I don't need to know anything. I'll just walk in there because I've seen people walk in there and all I got to do is fill out this paperwork. And you're going in there representing yourself because your attorney screwed you over. And the mom's attorney's got 40 years experience and objection, hearsay, objection, personal knowledge, objection, irrelevant, objection, ER 403, objection, expert testimony. Do you even know what that stuff is? If you don't, you have no clue what you're doing when you're going into court, even though you learned a couple things. You have to learn everything that you need to know. This half-assing it stuff is getting old. It can't work. You can't half-ass rescuing somebody. You got to go all in, and you're going in on a rescue mission for your kid. Learn everything you need to know.